Hi
Okay,
everyone.
Shruti ma'am, before we start the class, let me have an introduction to the students. Hello, students. Uh, Today we are going to explore about the microeconomics, and Shruti is our lecturer. Shruti is an undergraduate student at Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, and pursuing a BSc in Mathematics and Scientific Computing with minors in economics and machine learning. Her journey with maths took a special turn in 2019, and maybe that was the most special week in her 2019's year. And when the students attended RAM TP at Raising Mathematician Foundation flagship camp, the week-long experience opened her eyes to the beauty of higher level maths and inspired her to pursue the subject deeply. Since then, Shruti has been a regular participant and volunteer at such mathematics campus, and she finding in enjoy both learning and sharing ideas. She got her first test of teaching at AGMNC 2024, where she discovered how exciting it is to help others see the wonder in mathematics. At roots, Shruti brings her energy, curiosity, and love for learning, hoping to inspire others just as she's once inspired at the Ram TP. And take over to you, ma'am. All the best for your lecture.
Hi everyone. Good morning. As Prathamesh mentioned, I attended RAM PP in 2019, and that's where I decided to take up maths in my undergraduation. So for me, what was most fascinating about maths was how it related to the real world and seeing real applications of it. So today I want to give you guys a taste of that. So today we are going to look up. So you buy a lot of products, right? In your house, you would be buying. Uh, your parents would be buying different food items. You guys might be buying chocolates or cookies, or if you buy lunch in your school canteen. So there are lots of things that are bought and sold in today's world. How are the prices of these decided? So that's what we are going to look at today by looking at the price of chocolate ice cream. So, firstly, I would like to start by asking you all, how much would you be willing to pay for a scoop of chocolate ice cream? So we can have a poll for this. So Nidhi, if you can share that. So if all of you can fill in the poll, what price are you willing to pay for a chocolate ice cream? Has everyone answered the poll? We got 25 responses. I'll wait for 10 more seconds in the meeting.
I'm not able to see the pool.
Three more people are left to fill in the poll. Is anyone still facing issues? Okay, I think we can proceed. So now can you all see the results of the poll? Yeah, so most of you answered that you will be willing to pay 50 rupees. Some of you said 100 and two of you said 200. So this, how much money you are saying that you're willing to pay, that by giving me a number, you're quantifying how much value you have for one chocolate ice cream. So you're converting the value or the happiness you get from eating or getting one chocolate ice cream into rupees, right? And this is what happens a lot in economics, because if you want to do maths on anything, you need numbers. So lots of values or abstract concepts are quantified and converted to numbers so that we can look at it. So here, 17 people will pay 50 rupees, 7 are willing to pay 100, and 2 are willing to pay 200. And this is how much you're willing to pay for one ice cream, right? Now, so now I am a company and I am making chocolate ice cream and selling it, right? For me, the cost of one chocolate ice cream is 35 rupees and I'm selling to all of you. Now I know how much all of you are willing to pay. How much should I price? How much should I charge for one scoop? So the problem we are going to look at now is what price should I set for each scoop to make the most money? If as a company, what is most important to me? I want to make the maximum profit, right? Do you all know what profit is? Can anyone tell me what is profit?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, profit is the amount is what if you buy something for X price, and if you sell something for a price greater than X, it is said that you have incurred a profit.
Okay. And what is the value of my profit then?
The value of your profit is selling price minus cost price.
Perfect. So did everyone get that? So profit is how much money I am making in the process. So for me, the cost of one ice cream is 35 rupees, right? If I sell it for more than 35 rupees, I'm going to make money. And that's my profit. And as a company or as a business, I want to make the most money. So I want to set the price in such a way that my profit is highest. Is this fine? So now we are going to look at a few scenarios and try to find out what would be the optimal price for me to set as a company to get the most profit if I'm buying ice creams from you all. So I have 10 customers. Each customer is willing to pay 50 rupees per scoop. What price should I charge to maximize my profits or to make my profits as big as possible? Take a minute, try to solve it. If you have an answer, you can raise your hand. So I'll wait for one more minute. Raise your hand if you have an answer. Okay. Arav, do you want to tell us what your answer is?
Yes, ma'am. So I was thinking that for we want each customer to buy the ice cream.
Hmm.
I mean, because that will maximize their profits.
Hmm.
We already know that they are willing to pay us rupees 50,
Hmm.
and if we just give it at rupees 50, we gain 150 rupees profit. So I think we should put it at rupees 50 because we already know that every customer is willing to buy our ice cream.
Okay. So you said 50 rupees, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect logic. Does anyone have a different answer?
Yes, ma'am. I have a different answer.
Okay. Can you share it with me?
Ma'am, can we adjust the size of scoop?
No.
Means,
Like the one scoop is fixed. The
means,
product is fixed. We can only change the price.
means my idea was that we would suggest them a small size of scoop at 40 rupees and then larger one at 60 rupees. And the quantity would be double. But
Okay.
our cost price would be only 35 rupees for the 61. So the people will get like we should buy 60 rupees. That is, we are getting more ice cream. So that people will buy those.
That's a very good strategy, and a lot of companies actually do this. So we will look at doing such things in the future slides. For now, let's assume that one scoop is fixed and we just want to decide the price. After this, we'll look at what we can do. Like, can we introduce double scoop or different things to make more profit? And then we'll do exactly what you said. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I'm assuming that I'm selling only one scoop and one product, what price should I sell?
At 50.
You also said okay. Anyone has a
Ma'am, a
Yeah.
different answer, ma'am.
okay, Madhusudan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, my answer is that you can sell it for 55 rupees. So the customers won't see that much of a difference and they'll pay 55 rupees, but you will gain 50 rupees profit.
Okay. So you're saying 55.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Does anyone have a different answer?
Ma'am, me.
Okay.
So, like, we should charge 100 rupees per scoop because already there's a hype of 10 customers coming in, and when they see that it is an expensive ice cream, they will check for the quality, and it might create a hype for it. That's why.
Ma'am, I
Okay.
have a different answer.
Yes. Tell me.
We could charge 49 rupees so it gives the perception that it's a lot cheaper than it is. So that 1 rupee can be decreased, but they will think that it's a lot cheaper when it's actually 50 rupees. Or it can be 49 rupees 99 paise or something.
Okay. That's also a strategy that companies do. Does anyone have another answer?
I have another answer, but like it's the same answer, but I have another idea.
Okay. Tell me.
Like I would charge 55 or 60 rupees because there's a lot of demand.
Okay. Fair. Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Ma'am, I think I should keep 51 rupees
Okay. Why?
because similar to what Madhusudan had said, we can it is not it's only a difference of 1 rupee, so they would anyways buy it.
Okay. Okay, so Malolan, do you have a different answer?
No, I just have a thought on what the others said, but
Okay.
the customers are only willing to pay 50 rupees. 51 rupees would still be out of that budget.
Correct.
Like you can think of it this way: they have only 50 rupee note,
Yeah.
so they can't pay 55 rupees.
Yeah, correct.
So we can only with this information 50 rupees would be the best idea.
Correct, correct. So you raised a very valid point. So we are assuming that the customer's willingness to pay is 50 rupees. that means that they are willing to pay 50 rupees for an ice cream, but if you charge anything more than that, they will not buy the ice cream. This is the assumption we are making. Often in the real world, things change. Like a lot of you said, if you charge 51 or 49, or because of demand, you can increase it. That happens in the real world a lot because of like people's behavior and what people think. Like if there is a hype, then they might pay more money. That all happens in the real world. I won't deny it. But what we are assuming here is fundamental assumption is that if their willingness to pay is 50, they will not buy if we charge 51 rupees. So that is one of our underlying assumptions. And like Malolan said, so we cannot charge more than 50 rupees. Because if we charge more than 50, then they are not going to buy. Okay? Vikrant, you have.
Then I'll agree to 50. They can have no more than 50 rupees, then I'll agree to 50. If that real world situation is there, 51 rupees.
Yeah. Okay. So with this assumption, does everyone agree at 50?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the right answer. So what we do is we assume that we charge a price P for each scoop. So P is a variable and it's the value of my price of ice cream. So for one scoop, my profit will be P minus 35 because 35 is my cost. And if I charge more than 50 rupees, the customer is not going to buy. So my price has to be less than equal to 50. So to make this as big as possible, I'm going to take P as 50, which gives me a profit of 15 per scoop and 150 total because I said sell 10 scoops. Is this okay? Does anyone have a doubt here? No? Okay, so now you can also visualize this as a graph. So if I take on my horizontal axis, if I take the price I'm going to charge, and on my vertical axis, I'm going to take how much profit I make for one scoop. So if I charge anything more than 50, they're not going to buy. So my profit is 0. And if I charge anything less than 35, this is going to be negative. So I'm going to make negative profit. So I'll not make anything. Okay. So I'm going to sell only here. And if I sell at 50, my profit is 15. If I sell at 40, my profit is 5. If I sell at 35, my profit is 0. So this graph is going to tell me my profit depending on the price I charge. And from the graph, you can see that I get the highest profit when my price is 50. Does this make sense?
Yes,
so
ma'am.
often graphs are a very important tool in visualizing what price you want to charge. Okay. Now, shall we move on to the next situation? If there are any doubts, can you raise your hand and ask me? No? Okay. So now the next situation, we have 10 customers again. 5 of them are willing to pay 50 rupees per scoop and 5 are willing to pay 100 per scoop. Now what price should I charge? Take a minute, try to solve it and raise your hand if you have an answer.
Ma'am, a doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can I give different prices for each customer?
No. We'll come to that next, but for now, let's assume that we are going to charge the same price for each customer.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you,
So
ma'am.
your cost price still the same? Like is it still
Yeah.
65?
Yeah. Cost per each scoop is 35 rupees.
I have a doubt.
Yes.
Can we make it more than 50?
Make what? The price.
Yes, because
Price can be anything. You can decide.
no, because or else the 50 rupee customers won't come.
Yeah, correct. So you need to decide the optimum price using that assumption. So you can charge 200 rupees as your price, but nobody is going to buy it. You can charge whatever you want as your price. So you have to pick your price so that your profit becomes maximum. How are you going to do it? That's the problem. You can charge more than 50.
Ma'am, I have an answer. Can I share it?
Let's wait for 1 more minute and then we'll discuss it.
Ma'am.
Yeah, is it a doubt or?
Oh no, it was an answer.
Okay, let's wait for 1 more minute. Okay, Nandika, do you want to tell me what your answer is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What price should I charge? Nandika?
Ma'am, can I tell my answer?
Yeah.
Ma'am, if we set the price as 50 rupees, all the 10 customers will buy, no, ma'am. So our profit will be like 10 into 50, that's 500. If we charge them 100 rupees, the 5 customers will buy. So 5 into 10, again 500. If we compare them, the both are same, ma'am. So we can either give them for 50 or 10 or 50 or 100.
Ma'am, a correction for that statement.
Okay, what is?
Ma'am, it's actually the cost price is 35. So the profit they'll incur if they sell it at 50 is 15 rupees, and the profit they'll incur if they sell it at 100 rupees, that means only 5 customers will buy it, is 65 rupees.
Right.
For
So Nandika, the price you were calculating is the total money you get, right? But I also have a cost for each scoop. So you have to subtract that cost. Then only you will get the total profit. So can you subtract that cost and then compare and see which one would be better?
Yeah, and second.
Ma'am, can I give an answer?
Yes.
So if we price it at 50 rupees and all 10 customers will buy it, but the profit per scoop is only 15 rupees. So the total profit is 150.
Right.
But if we price it at 100 rupees, then then the profit for each scoop is 65 rupees.
Right.
And although only 5 customers will buy it, it'll be much more at 325 rupees.
Okay.
So that means it should be priced at 100 rupees.
Okay. Perfect logic. So you say price should be 100 rupees.
Ma'am, I have a different answer.
Okay. Anyone else who has a different answer, can you raise your hand?
Ma'am, so my answer is that we can charge it at 75 rupees.
Okay.
Because it will be in between, and most probably, and mostly the customers who are willing to pay 50 will mostly buy it.
No. What was the first assumption last time?
Okay. So, okay.
No customer will buy more than their willingness to pay.
Okay, so I'll charge it at 100 rupees.
Okay.
Again.
Does anyone else have a different answer? Ankit?
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Okay.
So, like, are the ice creams ready made? Like, were they made before like the customers came?
So I will make how many ice creams, like based on the willingness to pay and price I said, I will have an estimate of how many ice creams to make, right? So I'll make based on that. So my cost will be, sorry?
My answer is 400.
Okay. One second, let's answer Rishi's doubt first. So if I think that I will sell 5 ice creams, then I will produce 5 ice creams. So you can assume that the number of ice creams I sell is the number of ice creams I produce. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Ankit, what were you saying?
Ma'am, total cost price of 10 customer is 350. And total selling price of 10 customer is 750. Then profit 400.
What was the total selling price of 10 customers?
750.
How?
5 into 50 plus 400 into 5.
Okay, but then you're charging different prices to different customers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But we are assuming that we are charging the same price to everybody.
Ma'am.
So you have to find that same
Can-
price which we are going to charge everyone.
Can we set the price as 100 rupees for everyone? But the customers who are willing to buy with the 50 rupees, we can half the quantity for them.
Then we can have a small scoop for
Yeah, we can have a small scope for the customers who are willing to pay 50 rupees.
Okay.
Yes,
So
is that possible?
that is done sometimes, but here we are assuming that they're willing to pay 50 for one scoop. So if I half it, they'll be willing to pay only 25 for that. So that methodology doesn't exactly work.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So like you should charge like 100 rupees per scoop, because already 5 customers are coming in line and buying for 100 rupees. It would create like a kind of trend or hype, and it would like lure the other customers to come in, and then they will not they will be willing to spend 100 rupees too, because now they'll see the other people buying it.
So that is a good idea, and that again happens in the real world. But now we are assuming that they will buy only at their willingness to pay. So in economics, there are two branches, you can say. The first one, like initially we make assumptions and we do calculations based on that. And then we take into account how people actually behave. So that is called behavioral economics. And like you all are saying, like if they see people buying, then they'll see the hype and pay more. So that is an emotional factor of someone, right? So because you see the hype, you feel like, oh, I can pay more, and you pay more. So that's behavioral economics, and that we will not be looking into today. So for today, we'll be taking the assumption that if they're willing to pay something, they'll pay only that. In the real world, obviously, some changes will come in, but let's start here. So assuming that they will pay only 50, for now, let's not think of hyping and changing the price. Okay.
Ma'am, we could charge 85 rupees because the profit would be 250 rupees. This could bring customers who are willing to pay only 80 rupees or 90 rupees also inside afterwards. It could bring a wider range of customers and help us to maximize profits.
But if we set the price to the 80 or 90 rupees, the customers who are willing to buy with the 50 rupees, they won't buy the product.
So what you said would work when we have a lot of customers, right? Here we are assuming that we have only 10 and this is the willingness to pay. If I had 100 customers and I had customers with different willingness to pay with 80, 90 and everything, that logic would work. But here I have only 10, 5 willing to pay 50, 5 willing to pay 100. In this small customer scenario, how can I increase my profits? That's the problem. Okay. So now, have we agreed on 100 or are there different answers? Rishi, do you have a doubt or a different answer? Okay, so 100 is right. What you do is, okay, so here there are different cases for the price you charge. If the price is more than 100, no one is going to buy. So profit is 0. If your price is between 50 and less than equal to 100, it's more than 50. So the first 5 customers are not going to buy. The second 5 customers will buy because it's less than equal to 100. So you'll sell 5 scoops, each at a profit of P minus 35. To make this as big as possible, you will take price as 100 and you make 325 profit. Right? And if your price is less than equal to 50, everyone is going to buy. So you sell 10 scoops, each at P minus 35 profit. The highest P would be 50. So your profit is going to be 150. Is this okay? Now here we compare the 3 possible prices which we said, and maximum profit is at 100. So we're going to set the price as 100. Okay, are there any doubts here? No? Okay, so now let's complicate the situation a bit more. So a lot of you talked about 2 scoops of ice cream, right? So now let's see a situation. Ankit, do you have a doubt? Okay, so let's see a situation where some customers are going to buy 2 scoops, right? So you start with 10 customers. 5 are willing to pay 60 rupees per scoop and are willing to buy 1 scoop. And the other 5 are willing to pay 50 per scoop and are willing to buy 2 scoops. Now what price will you charge? solve it out and raise your hand if you have an answer. I'll wait for a minute before taking answers, but if you have a doubt, you can unmute. Here again, we are assuming that we charge the same price to all the customers. After this, we'll see what happens if you charge different prices. But for now, let's assume that we are charging the same price to everybody.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the people who want to buy like 2 scoops, can they buy only 1 scoop also? Or do they want to buy only 2 scoops and nothing else? Like strictly 2 scoops?
They will buy 2 scoops, but if you charge 50 or less than 50, they're going to buy 2 scoops.
So if I charge and more, can they buy only one?
No, they won't buy that. Their willingness to pay is 50, so if you charge anything more than 50, they're not going to buy.
Then I also have a doubt.
Yeah.
If we are charging 50 rupees for 2 scoops, does that mean they'll accept 25 rupees for 1 scoop?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
If we charge them 50 rupees for 2 scoops, will they agree 25 rupees for 1 scoop?
It's 50 per scoop. So if they buy 2, they're going to pay 100.
No, for the other 5 are willing to pay.
The second 5 people are willing to pay 50 per scoop and buy 2 scoops. So if they're buying 1, it's still 50 rupees. It's 100 if they're buying when they buy 2.
So if they're buying 4 scoops of ice cream, then
50 into 4.
Hmm?
It's 50 rupees per scoop. So if they buy 2 scoops, the price is 50 into 2.
But what about per scoop with 1 scoop?
For 1 scoop, it's 60 rupees per scoop.
No, the other 5 people for 1 scoop.
It's 50 for 1 scoop. 50 per scoop. So if they buy 1 scoop, it's 50 rupees. If they buy 2, it's 50 into 2.
Huh?
Yes.
Can I give an answer?
Let's wait for everyone to. Are there any other doubts? If not, then we can look. No doubts. Okay, then we can go on to answers.
Ma'am, can I give an answer?
Let's start with Deepika.
Ma'am, so I would say 50 because like you get 100 from a person if they're buying 2 scoops.
Okay.
So which comes up to 500 if 5 people are buying, and then those who want to buy 1 scoop for 60 rupees, if we reduce it to 50, they will still buy 1 scoop. So which will result in 250 more rupees.
Right.
So the profit will profit if the 5 people pay for 50 rupees each for 2 scoops, it will be 65 per person for the profit.
No. How did you get 65?
Because each person is paying 50 for 50 per scoop, and they're buying 2 scoops, which is 100. They're giving each person is giving 100.
Right. But the cost
And
also changes, right? You're making 2 scoops now.
oh, okay.
Right. So try to account for that also and then see.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a same answer, but
Ma'am, same
but
answer, different reason.
different reason, ma'am.
Okay. What's the answer and what is the reason?
Yes, ma'am. So first, I pay 50 rupees. I allow them to pay 50 rupees for each scoop, all of them, so that the people paying 60 rupees for one scoop will buy it definitely. and they will give us totally 250 rupees. And the people paying 50 rupees for 2 scoops will give us 100 rupees. The 100 rupees into 5, which will become 500 rupees. So totally 750 rupees is the amount, is the selling price, and the profit we earned is 400 rupees.
Okay. So you're saying sell at 50?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Okay.
same
Ma'am,
answer
I
from
also
me.
have the same answer.
Okay.
Yes,
Does
ma'am.
anyone have a
400 is the
different
answer.
answer? Anyone has a different answer? Ankit? Prathamesh? Farhan, do you have a different answer?
Yes, ma'am. I have a different answer. That if the 5 customer who are willing for buying 2 scoops means they are paying 100 rupees. But
Right.
but the other 5 customer who are willing to pay 60 rupees for per scoop, if we charge 50, so they will also buy that.
Yeah. So we should charge 50 rupees, right?
Yes.
Right. So have we agreed on 50 rupees as the price?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Right. So how do you do it? Again, similarly, we have 3 cases. If the price is more than 60, nobody is going to buy. If it's between 50 or 60, only the first 5 customers will buy. So you sell 5 scoops with a profit of P minus 35. To make this maximum, we take PS 60. So the profit is 125. And if you sell it less than equal to 50, like you all said, everyone is going to buy. So you're going to sell 15 scoops, 1 to the first 5 and 2 to each of the second 5. And your profit is P minus 35. So you set P as 50, your profit is going to be 15 into 15, which is 225. Is this much okay? Okay to everyone?
Ma'am, no, ma'am, sorry, ma'am.
Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now I should charge 50 rupees because my profit is 225. Does this make sense to everyone? Some of you were saying 400, right?
Yes, ma'am. I thought they only have bought 10 scoops. In that ideology, I said 400. It's actually 225. I'm sorry.
Okay. So is this okay for everyone?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we are going to charge a price of 50. Right? Now, can you guys tell me what are the main assumptions we made about the price here? Raise your hand if you have an answer. Arav?
It stays constant for different customers.
Perfect. That's one assumption. Anyone else has a different assumption?
Ma'am, I have a different assumption.
Yes.
Customers are not willing to pay anything above P.
Okay. Right. That's also an assumption. Anything else? Manolan, do you have an answer?
The price is always the same for all customers. So we cannot vary the price in the middle.
Right. Perfect. Is there anything else?
One more assumption, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, we can't give like, what should I say, half scoops. We can only give 1 full scoop.
Yeah. So we fix the product.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anand?
And the customers who are willing to buy 2 scoops, they will only buy 2, like not 1.
Right. So we made a lot of assumptions and most of you said it right. So we assume that we charge the same price to all the customers. That's the first assumption because we solved for only 1p. And we assume that irrespective of the quantity you buy, the price is constant. So for 1 scoop, the per scoop price was constant. If you bought 2 scoops, the per scoop price was still constant. We didn't reduce it. Right? So these are 2 assumptions we made. If we change these assumptions, can we make more profit? What do you guys think?
Yes, ma'am. We can.
Yes, ma'am, we
Asma?
can.
Yes, I think we
Yes,
can
ma'am.
because if we change that the same price is not charged for all of them, like for 5 people we could give 50 rupees, and then for the other 5 we could have given 100 rupees, so we would make more profit.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Ma'am, and as we discussed before, the same thing, we can easily make more profit if we break these assumptions.
Right. Ayushi, did you have a different answer? Malolin?
Even giving discounts for a few customers, like so discounts won't be there for all customers but only for a few customers, so that would also urge customers to buy.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. For example, if you buy 3 scoops, you can get 1 scoop free.
Right. Right. So what you all said is right. So let's see some real situations where this is done, and what do companies do to break these assumptions when they make more profit. So we assume that the same price is charged to all customers. Can you guys tell me some situations, or have you seen any places where a different price is charged to different customers, where this assumption is broken?
Ma'am, like what should I say? Small flower shops.
Okay.
Sabzi mandi.
What different prices charged to different customers? How is a different price charged to different customers?
Like MRP would always be the same. They can never change the MRP like often. It would change in a very long time, in a very long period. But for quick changes, discounts is the only way.
Right, discounts is one way.
Like
And
on the
the
vegetable
MRP,
market.
right?
Right.
How is it different in the vegetable market? How is different
Like
customers getting?
like the different customers are bargain for the
Right.
price,
Right. Perfect.
and it gets different for everyone.
Right.
Also in the vegetable market, like the people are different, like some are regular customers, some are new to the market, so
Yeah.
they price accordingly because they know if they are regular customers they will always buy from them.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, auctions, the items sell differently for different prices.
Right. That's a good example. Ayushi?
Quantity of things is changed, then a price of things will also change. Then different customers buy a different quantity of objects.
Right.
Then price is also changed for the all customers.
Correct. So as the quantity you buy changes, the price changes.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Bhargav?
Ma'am, the thing is about the example given as auction, ma'am. Doesn't the auctioneer just give us a base price? It's the customer who's bidding the money, so it's practically the same price for everyone. They are based on how much they're bidding.
Yeah, but
We
you
still
bid based
calculate
on what you bid based on your willingness to pay.
Okay, I guess.
And if I'm selling ice cream in an auction, whoever is willing to pay the highest, they are going to buy the ice cream, right? So I
Yeah.
make maximum profit. It's not a fixed price.
Okay.
So that is a example of different pricing. So, like you all said, this happens a lot in the real world. For example, in Make My Trip, if you go to book flight tickets or train tickets, there's a different price for students, regular customers, armed forces, senior citizens, or doctors and nurses. If you're using Amazon, if you have a Prime account, you get free delivery or you get discounts on some products. So your prices are different. For Spotify Premium, if you get an account through individual, if you get 2 accounts together, if you buy 6 accounts, your price changes. And similarly in amusement parks, if you're a child or if you're an adult, the price that they charge you is going to be different for your ticket, right? So these are some real situations where different prices are charged to different customers. Now, the second assumption was irrespective of the quantity the customer buys, the price is same. So some of you mentioned quantity discounts, right? So if you buy more quantity, you pay less price. So can you guys tell me some situations where this happens?
Ma'am, I have an idea.
Okay.
Ma'am, for example, in like what should I say? Some what should I say, bookstore, in some bookstores, if you buy 3 books, they give you can choose 1 small book for free.
Right.
Or in some what should I say, In some supermarkets, if you buy some same three cornflakes packets, they give you one cornflakes packet for free, like that.
So buy some amount, get one free kind of, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Kamal, do you have any?
Yes, ma'am. I have a logic that I have told before. We will decrease the quantity and sell the product at less difference and make the quantity double and sell it at, like we assume at we are selling at 40 rupees and we double the quantity and sell at 60. We are getting the cost price at 60, that is only 35, but we are making the cost price, means selling price higher at 40 rupees. Then people will attracted to 60 rupees. That will be more favorable for them.
Right. So when you do such a pricing, compared to the cost of one scoop, when you buy 2 scoops, your price goes down per scoop, right?
And then there's another one where, like, if we imagine that an apple is 50 rupees, they say that 1 kg of apple costs like 150 rupees, and there are 4 apples or 5 apples in a kg. So even though it looks cheap, it causes the customers to buy more than they would actually want, which in turn actually maximizes the profits for us and makes them think they got a good deal.
Right. A lot of companies do this. Malolan?
So for example, in Swiggy, if you buy some items, they would ask you to buy one more. So there are many types of vouchers or something. So they would ask you to buy another item for some, let's say 50 rupees. And if you buy it, they give you 100 rupees off. But
Right.
anyways, they're making you buy a new item.
So they're
Or
making money in the
sometimes
process.
vouchers, like if you sometimes when the shop wants to get rid of something, it's not getting sold that easily. That means they need to get the item can't last that long in the shop. So they if you buy 2 of the same item, they would give the other one as free.
Right. Good example. Madhusudan?
Ma'am, recently I also faced one example of this. In a petrol bunk, we were going out on holidays for September holidays. So while coming back, our petrol ran out. So we went to a petrol bunk where there was an offer. If you fill the tank for 800 rupees, you get something. If you fill your tank for like 1,500 rupees, you get something. And we filled our tanks for 2,500 rupees, and they gave us a pair of headphones, which I'm currently wearing.
Yeah. So that's another way that companies incentivize you to buy more. They give you something else and encourage you to buy more. Right? That's similar to the example about Swiggy.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you guys covered most of it. So if you buy more quantity of a substance, generally the per unit price goes down. This is an example from Amazon. These are examples from Blinkit and Swiggy Instamart. And this is an example of an ice cream shop. So here, if you see the price of a regular scoop and the price of a double scoop, double is twice the quantity, but the unit price goes down. Because if you buy 2 regular scoops, it's 220 rupees. But for a large scoop, it's less than that, right? So this is done very commonly, lots of places. And this is called quantity discount. Okay. Now, we saw different situations where a different price is charged based on the quantity you buy or what group of customer you are, right? So this process is called price discrimination. Discriminate means to treat differently. So you're pricing differently based on the customer and how much they're buying. So that's called price discrimination. And this is commonly used by companies, as you all have given examples. So now let's go back to the ice cream example. Can I do price discrimination and make more profit? So most of you said you can. So let's go back to situation 3, where we had 5 customers willing to pay 60 per scoop for 1 scoop and 5 willing to pay 50 per scoop and buy 2 scoops. Now, how can I do differential pricing here? Can I price differently for 1 scoop and for 2 scoops and get more profit?
Yes, ma'am, you can. For the
So can you guys take a minute and solve it and find out what price I should charge and how much profit I'll make? Raise your hand once you have an answer.
Here again, the cost price per scoop is the same, right?
Cost, yes, but I'm allowing you to charge differently when someone buys 1 scoop and when they buy 2 scoops.
Okay.
So we are doing price discrimination here.
Tell the answer.
Let's wait for 1 more minute. Let everyone have a go and then.
Ma'am, can we share answer now?
Okay, let's start with Anandjit.
Yes, ma'am. So we can charge 60 rupees for every 1 scoop. And
Okay.
for every person who buys 2 scoops, we could give them a 20 rupees discount.
Okay, so how much are you going to charge for someone who buys 2 scoops?
100 rupees.
Okay, so you're going to charge 100 for 2 scoops and 60 for 1 scoop.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how much profit are you making?
Well, so ma'am, we'll make a profit of 25 rupees for every customer who's buying 1 scoop.
Right.
Would be 25 into 5, which is 125 rupees for that. And then we'll be making a profit of 65 rupees for every person who buys 2 scoops.
The cost for making 2 scoops is not 35.
Oh, yeah, my bad. So that would be 25 for each. So total profit we make would be 250.
Okay, do the last calculation again, but you're on the right track. Does
Okay.
anyone else have a different answer? So Anandjit said we want to price 60 rupees for 1 scoop and 100 rupees when they buy 2 scoops.
Like the
Same answer,
5
ma'am,
of the
but
customers are willing to pay 50 rupees per 2 scoops. So we should charge uh, f- f- 50 for per if they buy 2, it means
Right.
100,
Yeah.
and for 1, 60.
Right.
Like, but like the previous one said, we should give the discount of 20 rupees. Like for according to me, I think discount of 10 rupees will be fine.
Yeah, discount of 10 per scoop, right? I think he
Yep.
meant for 2 scoops, 20
Ha,
rupees.
yes.
So that's fine. Does anyone else have a different answer?
Ma'am, I have a same answer but different calculation.
Okay.
Ma'am, so basically for the people who buy 1 scoop for 60 rupees, so 35, there's 25 rupees profit. So since there's 5 people like that, you get 25 into 5, which is 125. So
Right.
aside from this 125 rupees profit, for 100 rupees, it costs 70 rupees in production because we are going to make 2 scoops. So this 30 rupees, 30 into 5 is equal to 150. So 125 plus 150 is equal to 275. So we have a 275 rupee profit.
Right.
ma'am, same answer but different way.
Okay.
Ma'am, the original answer for situation 3 was 225 rupees. Now we are just charging 10 rupees more for the 5 customers who are paying 60 rupees. So it's 225 plus 10 into 5, which is 225 plus 50, which is 275 rupees.
Right. Perfect. Does anyone have a different answer or different approach? Okay, so it looks like we've agreed at price of 60 for 1 scoop and 100 for 2 scoops. And a lot of you said 275 is the profit. That's right. So you're going to charge 60 for 1 scoop. So for those customers, you're selling 5 scoops and the profit for each is 60 minus 35, which is 25. And for each of the customers who are buying 2 scoops, you're going to charge 50 per scoop. So you sell 10 scoops like that, and profit for each is 50 minus 35, which is 15. So when you do the calculations, you're going to get 275 as your profit. Is there any doubt here? Is this much okay for everyone? Yeah. So here we are doing price discrimination and we are making a profit of 275. does anybody remember what profit we made before we did price discrimination when we charged the same price?
225.
225, right? So yeah, so we got 225 profit then. And now doing price discrimination, we are making 275. So as you all can see, our profit has increased, right? Now I'm claiming that we cannot make more profit than 275 in this case. Does anybody disagree with that?
No, ma'am. Agreed.
Why is this the highest profit I can make?
Ma'am, because as we know, we are not we are not charging more than what the customer wants, because if we do that, we assume that they will not buy it.
Right. So we are charging each customer their willingness to pay, and that is the maximum they will pay. So we can't charge more money than that.
Yes, ma'am.
Anant, do you have a different approach?
No, I'm same answer.
Okay. And Malulan?
Yeah, more or less the same answer, but just a bit more rigorous. So
Okay.
we're basically just going greedy, saying that at each step, that what is the highest we can do. So
Right.
the one scoop people aren't gonna buy two scoops. So the people who buy one scoop are gonna buy 60, and the two scoop people are going to buy two scoops. They're not gonna sacrifice any amount of ice cream. So
Right.
they will pay. They will be ready to pay 100 rupees, and that's the max we can do. Any higher would mean they won't buy. And
Right.
for the one scoop people, 60 rupees is the highest, and now that's how we get the highest profit.
Right. Perfect. So as you guys can see here, if we charge each customer their willingness to pay or how much they are willing to pay, we are going to make the maximum profit. Right? So by charging each customer exactly their willingness to pay, I can make the most profit as a company. That's how I can exploit it.
Yes.
But if you think of this in a real world scenario, as a company, I'm going to have so many different customers. And it's often not possible for me to know everyone's willingness to pay and charge everyone the same amount. Everyone exactly their willingness to pay. So how do companies practically do this in the real world? So one example is flight ticket pricing. So if you ever go on Make My Trip tracks what you search for and what you have bought before and the kind of activity that you do online, and it charges your price for a ticket based on that. So I live in Kanpur and my house is in Kochi. So during all my vacations, I want to go home, right? So I look for flights from Kanpur to Kochi and back. So since I search for that a lot, the prices that I get would be more. And my sister is in Delhi. So if she searches for that, her prices are going to be less because she doesn't look for that often. So based on my history and what I do online, Make My Trip tracks it and prices it accordingly. So this is how Make My Trip tries to charge me my willingness to pay. So if I search a lot for it, it knows that I'm willing to pay more because I have to book the ticket, right? So this is one example where companies try to extract the willingness to pay of each customer. Okay. Are there any questions?
Mom, there's another thing I want to add to this point.
Okay.
In a company, maybe because they don't know how all the people's willingness to pay is, they just take the average of the person to who has the least willingness, the smallest price to pay and the largest price to pay, and they set that as the price, so that it will be fair.
Right. So there are lots of different ways that companies look at large data and then decide, maybe by averages, what an average customer's willingness to pay is, and they price accordingly. That's right. So the second thing we looked at was quantity discounts. We saw in situation 3 that if we use quantity discounts, so we charged less per scoop for 2 scoops. So we were able to get everyone to pay their willingness to pay and make most profit by using quantity discounts. Now, this is also done, for example, in Amazon Business. So it's another section of Amazon which are for businesses where they sell and buy wholesale. So do you guys know what wholesale is? Can anyone tell me?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Yeah.
Ma'am, wholesale is basically buying a small amount of things from everything. Buying from a whole, buying a whole package which consists of small amounts of everything.
That's not exactly right. Does anyone have a different answer?
Can I tell?
Ma'am, I have, ma'am.
Ma'am, buying items in bulk at a lower unit price is wholesale.
Right, right. Is that okay for everyone? So wholesale is when you buy a large quantity, but when you buy a large quantity, you often get a lower unit price. So that's wholesale. So a lot of supermarkets buy at wholesale and then they sell individual customers, right? So selling to individual customers is called retail. And when they buy large quantities as a business, it's wholesale. So Amazon business sells to such big companies who buy large quantities and they sell at a lower price. So by doing this, Amazon business is getting a lot of, it's getting more business, like it has more customers who buy more products. And it makes up for that increase in quantity by selling at a lower price and still makes a profit. Okay, so this is a real example where quantity discount is very prominent. Is this much okay?
Yes.
Okay. So now we looked at quantity discounts, right? And we saw how having quantity discounts increases the profit of a company. So now, if I ask you between these two products, which one would you buy? What would your answer be?
From the second one.
Whoever says the second one, raise your hand. And why would you buy the second one, Vikrant?
Because more quantity.
Okay. So you have larger quantity, you would expect a lower unit price, right? Is that right? So everyone says that you will buy the right one. Does anyone have a different answer?
Ma'am, I have another suggestion for saying why I want to buy the right one.
Okay.
Because I don't want to keep on going to the market and buying one every single day.
Right.
If I just buy this in this big container, I can just have it like for a month and I can go buy it the next month, which will save me time.
Right. That's a good answer. Does anyone else have another reasoning? So
Um,
everyone says the bigger container, right? Does anyone have a different answer?
I think it also depends on our need. How much quantity do you need to buy?
Correct.
If you need to buy less, then why you're going for the second option?
Right.
Ma'am?
Ma'am, actually, I think 1 gram of this costs about 1.4 rupees if you look at the unitary method, and 1.4 into 450 would be somewhere around 600 or something. So it's actually a lot more expensive, but depending on convenience, I would buy the second one.
Okay. So you said a very valid point. So you said the unit price is more if you buy the big container, right? Does everybody see that? So all of you said that quantity discount, let's buy the big container. But can you guys actually calculate the unit price for each and tell me which one is more expensive?
Ma'am, so like I ran the numbers. So the container, the right one is more expensive as it's charged
right
800 for 450 grams.
So would you still
if you buy like
continue?
But
Sorry.
if you buy the small packets, it would cost 620 for 450 grams.
Right. So it's cheaper if you buy the smaller packet.
Yeah,
you get more
because
quantity for the same price.
the left ones like per gram is 1.4, while the right ones per gram is 1.8.
Right.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
the bigger scheme, it's like 0.4 is a lot.
Right. Does anybody have any other reasoning? Rishi? No? Okay, so yes, if you run the numbers, it is for 1 rupee, you're going to get 0.7 gram if you buy the small one and 0.56 if you buy the larger one. So it's actually more cost efficient to buy the smaller one, right? This is not a quantity discount, because in quantity discount, we saw that when the quantity increases, the unit price decreases. So this is different from that. But how are companies making profit by doing this? Because if you think logically, if you want 450 gram, you should just buy a lot of small packets,
Ma'am,
right?
they
That's
make
cheaper for you.
profit by looking at the convenience factor, because logically no one is wanting to buy a packet of this like every once in a week. But if you have the rupees 800 thing, it would last for a long time, and you would also feel like you're getting a better deal, even though that's not true.
Right.
Ma'am, one more point. Plus, no one will want to carry like 20 packets of these small things.
Right. True. So convenience is an important factor.
Ma'am,
Anything else?
but like if I were the company, I would actually keep the price for the larger one lower. Because if I'm selling a container along with it, most Indian families would not throw the container away, and then much likely keep it, which would increase my remembrance or reorders.
Right. But if I'm able to sell at a high price, I would prefer that because I make more profit then, right? Customers are still preferring to buy the larger one. Otherwise,
because no, when we look at a big versus small, we don't divide and look at the numbers that, oh, how much will 1 gram get me in this versus in the smaller one. We just see the convenience rather than we look at the general, like if the number's too big, then maybe we'll check. But when it's not that large, then we don't really check what the unit price is.
yeah. And often, first, when I asked you guys first, all of you said the big one because quantity discount. You thought that it would be cheaper if you buy the big one, which a lot of people think if they don't do the math, right? But that's not always the case.
Ma'am, so the large one costs 650 rupees if you sold it at the same price as the small one. So, logically, if you just keep it at 700, you won't increase profits. But if you increase it to too much, like 900, people will start to notice. So, a price like 800 is ambiguous, and it's the best price to keep as you get a large profit. The customers do not mind or are forced to buy it for convenience factor.
Right.
I actually have another reasoning for why to choose the one with the container.
Okay.
If we buy the smaller packets each day for a month, that is equal to 30 into 30, which is 900. Hence, the total amount we have to pay is 900, which is greater than one container.
Right.
So, we incur a loss of 100 rupees.
But the quantity you're getting is more, right? If you buy 30 packets.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You're going to get 630 gram. So that is
Yes.
significantly more than 450.
Ma'am, I actually didn't choose this because of quantity discount. The first, the container, I chose it on pure convenience.
Okay.
Pure
No, I'm not.
convenience.
I'm saying in general, some people would think that if you have a larger container, it must be cheaper, and they would buy without doing the math. I'm not talking specifically about any of you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Anant, do you have anything else to add?
I have a reasoning on why the smaller packet is much more convenient.
Okay, right.
So like you write it as a fraction, 21 over 30 and 450 over 800. And then in the fraction 21 over 30, you simplify it. You get 7 over 10. And then you multiply the numerator and denominator by 80. So you get 560 over 800, which is better than 450 over 800.
Yeah. So that's an easy way to check which one is better, right?
That people might choose to buy the second one is because they might be environmentally conscious and not want to produce so much waste.
Yes, that's another reason why people prefer not to buy smaller packaging. Yes. Vikrant, do you have anything else to add?
Yes, about it is similar to Madhusudan's thing. We may, if we buy so many small things in one go, then we might also lose some of them.
Okay.
We may, there is a chance that we may lose some of the packets, and so it's better to buy a big container of 800 rupees.
Right. Malolan?
But it also makes sense why the company has increased the price, because actually the cost price of making the second one would actually be a bit higher, given that the packaging will be even harder. It has to be cylindrical and it has to be a bit more harder. So the packaging would be a bit more harder.
Okay.
So the packaging cost would increase.
Okay. That's a good argument. But like often everything is plastic. Plastic is not that hard to manufacture.
Ma'am, just a
So
gentle reminder.
packaging,
We
yeah.
are left with the 3 minutes.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here companies are able to do this. A lot of you said because of convenience, and that's right. So the reason why companies are able to price more for the second one is because they're targeting different customer groups. So some of you said that the second one is more convenient, while I would argue that the first one is more convenient because I don't want to keep a big dabba. I want to eat a small packet every day. So each customer has their own preference, and that's how the company is able to make profit using this. Right? Can you guys think of any other situation or any other product where this might be the case? Like you might think that, oh, I found like one product where this works, but maybe this doesn't work everywhere. Maybe quantity discount is more prominent.
Shampoo.
Right? Any other examples where this might be the case?
Chips. Wafers.
Yeah.
I may
Soap.
have something.
Soap.
May I have a
Soap.
suggestion
Correct.
for this? I have a suggestion for the nuts thing.
Okay.
Now, if someone wants to buy the big dabba or the small dabba, you can just buy both, and you can put all the waste wrappers in the big dabba once we finish both.
Yeah, you could do that.
Like whey protein boxes, because you find very less small boxes, and so then when you say that, oh, I have to have it, so then you only see that one big 1 kg one, and so then you're like, okay, fine, let me just order this one if I'm not being able to find anything else.
True.
So you don't put in the effort to like go and look for something smaller, even if it does exist.
Right.
Cornflakes boxes.
Right. So some other examples are Bonvita, coffee powder. So in the case of Bonvita, if you're spending 300 rupees, if you buy small packets, you can buy 900 gram. But if you buy the big packet, you get only 500 gram. And for coffee, if you spend 390, you can buy 175 grams if you buy the small sachets. Whereas if you buy the big box, you get only 100 gram. Another way how companies actually sell this or make profits by this is these small sachets. If you go online or if you go to Instamart, you don't get these options. You can buy these only in local shops.
Yeah.
So the place where they sell it is different.
Looking for them.
Yeah. So it's hard to find small sachets. So that's another way that companies actually make profit through this. Right? So since we are almost out of time, I would like to end here. And I want to wrap up by saying a few things. So firstly, yeah, Malolan, do you have anything to add?
In actually the coffee case, it's the price is way bigger. Like
Yeah.
It's so much bigger.
Yeah, in Bonvita also. Like 400 gram difference. And here you have 75.5 gram difference. So this is possible because it's hard to get these sachets. It's much more accessible to buy a big packet for customers. So that's why companies are able to do this. And maybe you guys should go back and check what your parents are buying. So, yeah, so I want to wrap up with just by saying two things. Firstly, this is an example of somewhere where a field, economics and how companies do pricing, a field where mathematical backing is very important. So for any company to decide the price that they're going to price. It's not as simple as the problems we saw today, but the approaches used are similar, and math is very important there. And secondly, if you look all around you, for example, what products are your parents buying and how are they buying it? Math is everywhere, and it's very applicable in your real life. So I would suggest that you go around and look for math in everything you do, and that would make it more fascinating. So with that, I would like to end. If there are any questions, we can take it or we can wrap up. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Just a vote of thanks from me.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello, can I start?
Yeah.
Yeah, on behalf of all participants and organizing team,
Thank you, ma'am.
I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our respected Shruti ma'am and conducting such a wonderful session on the microeconomics. And we are truly enjoyed the discussion with you, especially and the way you connected the microeconomics concepts to our daily life situations, like buying things and making choices as per the consumers. Your examples made the topic much easier and more relatable to our life. It was also great to see a good discussion between you and the students, which made the session lively and enjoyable for everyone. I sincerely thank you for all your valuable time, effort, and the enthusiasm you brought to the session. I would like thank all the participants and my volunteers team who handle the other things like taking snapshots and taking the attendance. Thank you, everyone, and bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yes, we're gonna wait for the next meeting. Bye.